y'all. Welcome to another episode of Winedown Wednesday. And today we're gonna switch it up a little bit and get into some hot topics that everyone is talking about. Um, but today, I want to introduce today's wine because it is Wine Down Wednesday, right? So today's wine is this nice sparkling wine by Hill Hopper. This is something that was in a box that a person sent to my office for me. This is a sparkling wine. It's a California wine, and it can be ordered from hillandharper.com. And this
Okay.
wine particularly pairs well with um I want to say like your white meats, like your salmon, a nice cheese tray, if that's what you prefer on your charcuterie board. Um, and it's about, I want to say the entire, I think the two together is like about $60. So this is like maybe about me. I want to say like $27 probably a bottle, since it's like $60 for the pair. So you can purchase that if you're into sparkling wines. Me, I prefer a flatter taste on my palate, and I prefer fruity flavors. But as I said, welcome. And tonight we're going to be sipping and spilling everything from City Hall to the city walls. We're going to dive into the latest buzz and topics right here in New Orleans and take it straight to Hollywood with some interesting topics and Hollywood and pop culture and what happens in politics. And whatever happens in politics, I wanted to say it kind of affects our lives, and also pop culture affects how we think, how we dress. It basically affects our lifestyles on a daily basis. So I want you guys to go ahead on and get that good glass of wine or whatever your preference is for this afternoon to unwind while we dive into this topic. So I want to first start off talking about y'all, the people in New Orleans, girl, and this Cantrell stuff, her being indicted. So my first thought when that came up was, how they gonna indict this lady because she got a boo, right? She literally going to jail because she got a boo.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, there's a bigger choice there because, in my opinion, funds may have been
Hmm.
misappropriatedly used during her term, as I want to say, because I think that in the field that I'm working in now, and I see how the city money is flowing, and me being a contract monitor, I think there could have been a better use for that money than for us to be like. For me, it's just wasteful for someone to do that. And I must say, as an African American woman, and this lady has to be educated to get as far as she's gotten. As far as that, I'm really disappointed. I'm really disappointed because you have the first black mayor that's a female of New Orleans, first female African American woman we've ever had as a mayor here. And just like men have done worse than what she's done. But I think even with us being African Americans, we have to be extra careful on how we conduct ourselves. But as females, I think, we have to go even harder. Not saying that we have to prove anything, but we know eyes are on us. So, I mean, what y'all think about that? About the indictment of what you've heard about it and things like that. How you feeling about that?
Yeah, so I'm looking up. I was looking at the charges, and it says she faces 11 federal charges, including conspiracy, wire fraud, and obstruction of justice, but continues to maintain her innocence. So basically, yeah, she used that money allegedly, right, for personal trips, and also took steps to hide her relationship. I don't know. Being, I'm far removed from New Orleans. I still my hometown, but I haven't been
Uh-oh,
following it.
you're
I've been
frozen.
seeing the head. Am I breaking up?
It,
I've been following the headlines, and like you said, is it a witch hunt? Possibly, right? Right? Was there corruption? Possibly. right? And I just think I don't know. Did the people really like her? I don't think they liked her from the beginning, right? And it just feels
No,
like
I
they're
don't.
on her entire, the entire her entire as long as she's been in office, it feels like I've always seen her in the headlines. And again, I'm in Texas, so I'm not there. I know you guys are there, and you see the nuances and stuff behind the scenes, but it just seems like the news reporter Lynn was the news reporter that was kind of just kept attacking her or something. Remember what
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I don't know. So
Oh,
y'all
Helena.
fill me in.
Oh, Zurich.
Missouri. Yeah. And this guy
Oh,
was
okay.
always saying something.
Is
So
that the? Is that his name? No, that's not his name.
I don't know. I don't know. But y'all gotta fill me in with the nuances. Listen, in politics, right? It seems like it comes with the territory, right? Corruption, mishandling of funds, I don't know where the integrity stops, right? And where the personal gain starts. But there's a fine line there that something needs to be fixed. But y'all got to fill me in. I don't know what to say. I mean, if she's guilty, she's guilty. It ain't
Mhm.
like we ain't seen it before, right?
And that's sort
Oh,
of
You're right.
that's where I've been with it since the news came out, which is why I haven't given any energy to it. I'm giving some thought and energy to it now.
yeah,
But one reason why I haven't on an individual level, and I guess a number of reasons, is that we right now are existing in a country where we are sincerely experiencing a version of fascism at the national level.
yep,
And this mayor at the local level being indicted for whatever charges she's being indicted for is a distraction to me from that. Does this indictment matter in a scheme of things? Absolutely.
right,
Absolutely.
right.
And there's nothing that we the people can do to fight for this politician right now. There's a lot that we the people can do to fight for the ways in which at the federal level the Trump administration is stripping away people's rights and targeting very specific people, i.e.
Yeah,
us.
black and brown.
And also at the state level, right? We could talk about Louisiana as well. Texas too.
Yep, yep.
So Cantrell being indicted for misappropriating, mishap, again, seen it before, many mayors before.
Yep,
To,
yep.
to put on a new episode.
I agree.
I,
I
I'm
agree.
not I'm not moved, I'm not concerned. I don't care,
That's how
honestly.
I feel.
And where I think it does matter is I think it's an example of just kind of the larger ways in which Black political leaders are targeted. So, two things can be true at the same time.
Hmm.
One, that yes, she was a crappy mayor and she may have done illegal things, and she was targeted in a particular way because she's a Black woman.
Yes.
And I do believe those two things to be true. And I've never been a fan or a supporter of
Uh,
Cantrell. Never.
yeah.
When she ran the first time, she did have strong
She
public support
did.
from across many constituencies
Hmm.
in this city. Her second run, she didn't. She lost some friends. She lost some significant friends in power, during her first term and then moving into that second run. But she gained some new friends, which I think, and then she didn't have no real competition the second run.
Right.
And as a population, and I mean this nationally, we are lazy fucking voters. Oh, sorry. We are lazy. I'm sorry.
Tell
We are lazy voters.
Don't be sorry. I mean, we are lazy voters.
So so she
hello.
won, she won easily that second time, even though she didn't have the support she had that first run. Um, so yeah, I'll step back so others can step in and speak to the
She did
issue.
do a lot of things she promised the black community. Yeah. So my did she have unanswered you know, uh-oh. Did she have a lot of pushback, and also like was she just telling people what they wanted to hear, right, and not producing on those promises? There were like, what if y'all can, okay, tell me this, what can y'all say that she did for the city? If you can put her name on something that was good, what would that be?
Well, I can say this. I think during COVID, she did an excellent job. I think she really, I mean, she went into a woman's mothering role at that point, which is a natural
Mm-hmm.
instinct for a good mother to protect her children. And I felt like she did whatever she needed to do to protect us from the outside world, because when everyone else was sheltered, they were still roaming around freely. People in New Orleans had curfews. You couldn't come in and out this city like you wanted to come in and out the city. And I must say that she did provide, the city did provide funding for those people, which it was supposedly be for people who lost their jobs, because a lot of people did lose their jobs during that time, because um a lot of people were afraid. They didn't know what that disease, what that epidemic was, because the simple fact, the only thing you saw being reported on the news is how people were dying.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing about how to save yourself, but it was mostly about, if you do this or if you do it. For me, it wasn't enough education that was out there, but pertaining to that, but nobody really knew. Like,
Mhm.
nobody really knew what that was. But I can say during that time, she did protect the city from outsiders coming in, infecting our city. And New Zealand kind of did the same thing in other foreign countries. You could not, like, my brother came home during COVID. He had to spend a whole week or 2 weeks in an isolated area on a camp before he could even return to his family. So if they were checking that at the airport, if you coming in, you gonna spend a certain amount of days in a facility until we make sure that you are not infected. So, but I
I'm
think I mean, that's just me. What happened to
for
Carlos?
COVID. I'm I'm just I've only been here for 3 years, so I wasn't, around for the COVID she did. My information about her, and this is just doing her job and making sure she does things that she's supposed to do for the city. It hasn't been the best. And that's me coming from another city, Birmingham. Our mayor is a black male, and some of the same things. It was a lot of different protocols for COVID as well. So same things were going on in Birmingham as well. But when it comes down to like the things that I'm hearing about, her not making sure that children are getting paid, her not making sure that the money's going to the schools, and also me knowing about certain things because I live in the East, and a lot of things that she ran on and she was supposed to do out here in the East in the predominantly black neighborhoods wasn't done. Like totally um said she was going to do things and didn't do it at all. And with her getting indicted, of course, my concept of her watching how she follows up under Landry, and it's not the best concept of a black woman who was in this position of power. And honestly, yeah, she's going to get trampled in a lot of those charges because certain things, it's like you doing things that men do, but you're supposed to be smarter than that. Like they got all their text messages between her and that guy. They got the
Mm-hmm.
fact of her
Mhm.
changing itinerary for him to be able to come on those trips.
Wow.
14 trips with her when he
Ooh.
wasn't supposed to be working. So that's where they're saying stealing money from the city, paying him, saying he's working, but just for him to be personally there with her. So she's
Well,
going to have to do some things.
well, technically he was working.
Yeah,
You gotta
I
have
totally,
a private
but also
security.
remember they have tabs because this is before they have tabs of the fact where he was supposed to be working somewhere else, but also working with her, or
Mm,
saying vice
No,
versa. So
yeah, but
they
whenever
got
they're
him.
yeah, but whenever they're with her, they're working because that is her security. Those are the people that
Yeah,
protect her.
I get that. But when she played with that federal government with these federal charges, it ain't it's not nice for her. And I
yeah.
feel
I want
bad
to
for her
also
child.
say, I just want to throw out there that it is
Hmm.
super easy to indict someone. Do y'all
Yeah.
know what that process looks like? I mean, I'm not saying that,
Mhm.
the charges weren't valid, they didn't have sufficient
Hmm.
Mm,
evidence, but
Mhm.
just the process to get an indictment is easy.
Yeah.
It's super easy because the person for whom charges are being brought against at that stage, there
Hmm.
is no opportunity for defense. So
Exactly.
all that a grand jury hears at the federal level, state level, local level, all they hear is what the district attorney or the US attorney is
Hmm.
bringing as evidence for reasons why
Mhm.
an indictment is legally justifiable. So
Right.
it's easy to do
mm,
because ain't no defense. And all the
Hmm.
grand jury is
Yep.
hearing, well, I have evidence that she did this
Mhm.
and they did that and they did that. And so if you're sitting
mm.
there on a grand jury, I'm like, well, yeah, shit. I mean, it's why I keep cursing. I don't know. I mean, because I curse. But like, okay, yeah, no, we definitely there is enough here to proceed with
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right. Right.
charges.
Yeah.
Right.
But
The
I want
trial is
to
gonna be
get back
the
to
T.
Tiffany's question. Oh, I'm sorry, Mel. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying the trial will be the T. That's when we're gonna get all the
Mhm.
information.
Oh, it's all coming out. Yeah.
That's when we're gonna get
Yeah.
the T.
So
Mhm.
do y'all
Yeah, and
think?
in between now and them, the charges she may go up to trial for because she may not go to trial.
Yeah.
It can
Yeah.
change.
Mhm.
Look at Sean Combs's.
Yeah.
When he was
Mhm.
indicted, there were certain charges that didn't follow through to trial, and then we saw what happened with the trial. But we're not talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that was a shit show within itself. But how do
Mhm.
y'all think, like in moving forward? Do you think like who would be the best person that would carry us forward and to lead us in the right direction as far as the candidates right now? Like, what do you think about that?
Well, Keisha, I have a very strong opinion
Okay.
Okay, tell
in
us.
response to
Right.
that question. I am in very deep and assured support of Royce Duplessis.
Okay.
So the thing
Okay.
I was going to say about what did Cantrell do for the city of New Orleans? Well, there isn't anything she can do by herself. We have a city council, and it is the interplay and the dance between her as the mayor at the executive level and the council at the legislative level, and it's a dance between them. And
Mm.
those council members have a lot of power.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
we don't talk enough about Oliver Thomas, who is our council member for New Orleans East, because I live in
Mm-hmm.
New Orleans East too,
Mm-hmm.
Mel. So I
Mm.
put more
Mm-hmm.
onus and responsibility on Oliver Thomas and what the East
Mm-hmm.
was able to get, not get, achieve, not achieve, than I do on Cantrell, because Oliver Thomas has
Mm-hmm.
more power and say and sway over this district that he represents. And
I
Mm-hmm.
he's
And
honestly
wasn't
think
supposed to
the
doing
be
city as well.
anything.
advocating for New Orleans East and the
Mm.
Ninth Ward,
Mhm.
not Mayor Cantrell.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it is that dance, and that's why, and if you all, when I was in Massachusetts, I was watching council meetings.
Mm-hmm.
I would log in because they started having the council meetings virtually during the pandemic, and they
Mm-hmm.
continued to do it
Mm-hmm.
even once everything opened up. Y'all need to go to those council meetings
Hmm.
because that's when you really see
They
and know Oh, this is
Mhm.
why certain things ain't happening in the city. This is why
Mhm.
trash pickup
Mhm.
look like it look. This why potholes ain't getting fixed. This
Mhm.
why, when
Mhm.
you call 911, you sitting on hold for 30 minutes or whatever.
Hmm.
You
Or they
can't,
don't show
if
up.
you really know and are watching and understanding how the system actually works, you have a hard time pointing a finger at one person. And we do that with very little
Yeah.
information. So, and
Everybody
so
has to
I'm
be
going
held
back to
accountable.
why Royce. I do think of the candidates, and some of the council seats will change.
Mhm.
Of the candidates that are running, I think he is well situated to do that dance successfully
Yeah.
with
Mhm.
whoever ends up on that council,
Thank yeah.
so that he can negotiate with that council to get there. And I'm in favor of a lot of what he's standing on around affordable housing development and economic development, and centering equity in economic development. Do I know and
Mhm.
believe he's a politician is going to say the things that he knows certain constituents want to say? Yes, I'm not naive.
Mhm.
And I like it well enough to support him, and think that, because, and I will say this, I don't trust any politician.
Hmm.
And if you're running for office and you're in that seat, then as a citizen, I'm holding you
Mhm.
accountable.
Mhm.
And it will
Mhm.
be the
Yeah.
same with him and uh, whoever ends up representing District E, where I live,
Mhm.
in this next election. But I do like what Royce is saying about just kind of equity, centering equity in terms of economic development and truly bringing real affordable housing options to the city, because I do think that is one of our major issues right now.
Mhm.
Yes.
Is, not just about the large number and growing number of homeless folks in the city, but even
Mhm.
the people for whom their housing is very precarious. So falling, their housing insecure. So I think that is one of the main problems in this city. So I'm liking his position and direction on that. He did at the state level. I watched him there, and his, because I also watch state politics too.
Mhm.
Um, I didn't always agree with how he voted, but mostly I did on certain bills and issues. I think he is, he's a nice centrist, right? We love Barack Obama.
Hmm.
He was a centrist, and I think particularly for Black politicians and leaders, that's kind of where they got to play the center. They do got to
Mhm.
play the center if they want to be in
Unfortunately, right.
politics.
Yeah. But look
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
we are now because of them playing in the center, though.
Yeah.
I agree. But what
Because
radical
we're
gonna
we're
get
we're
in there?
getting
They ain't gonna
but
put me in office.
yeah.
Yeah. They could have put your boy
But
in office. What's his name? Byron Cole. That would have been the
oh,
baby.
Lord,
oh wow.
I don't
And I
even. You don't
remember
even at
last
this
time when it
point.
was Byron Cole, the last election, it was Byron Cole, somebody they called Pookie Man. Their second line, he ran for mayor. So it was really
Not gonna
no
happen.
strong constituents at this time. But I think for right now, the three people that are in office, my least person would be a female, because I don't want to sound. I'm not gonna say what I want to see. I'm not. I just don't
Why
want to
not?
see. I'm gonna just say it. I don't want to see no white woman in office over us, because I don't think they know how to take care of the city. I had flashbacks of Kathleen Blanco during Katrina. She was the
Yeah.
first governor in the city, and I'm just saying. I mean, I just had flashbacks, and that woman goes along with whatever. Now she has her own advocacy points that she may do, that she does for the city, but I think for
I'm
the
leaning
most
toward
part.
her.
But for the most part, I think everything is done for optics. I think everything is done for optics. And for me, it bothers me that a person would
Hmm.
come to office that waged a hate campaign against the present mayor, had to try to get this lady out of office. And then at the end of the day, when it went to court, they had Donald Duck and Daffy Duck and Mickey Mouse signed on the petition to get this lady out of office. And I feel that bothers me because I see a lot of things going on in the city, and I've heard a lot of points. I mean, I like Oliver. I mean, Oliver is the homeboy. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I
So he
love
gonna
the
do the work.
protesters. I like his point of views, but my that lady whole campaign is to shame Cantrell. And me, I have flashbacks, and I don't care. I just don't want. And it's not saying that a woman can't run the city. I don't want that woman running the city because I think we're going to have another sense of leadership that we had with Blanco. And I don't want that because even
I
with
don't
the
think
fact
so.
that racists are endorsing her is a problem for me. That is a big
Me as
problem
well.
for me.
Me
Shoot,
So
too.
my
I've
thing
seen
is,
them
I mean,
racists endorsing
can I
everybody.
finish my thought, please? Because I mean, it's like that. I'm really passionate about this because I care about my city. I'm born and raised here. I care about my city, and
Hmm.
I seen the suffering. I mean, I am 58 years old. I've seen the suffering of our city. I came back to this city in when Katrina hit. I was back in this city in 2005. I didn't come back to this city in 2006, 7, and 8. I came back December the 16th of 2005. I was back in the city. And since then, I mean, we've had some crooked leadership before, but the thing is, when I was little, I think the best mayor we ever had was Dutch. After Dutch came, then you had Mark. They led the city. They knew politics. They knew how to talk to people. They was a people's person. They was from the hood, but and they understood their city and they knew what their city wanted. Their things got done. People had jobs. The streets were clean. My garbage get picked up once a damn week. That is horrible to have your gut. You mean to tell me all the money that has come into this city, me as a citizen of New Orleans, a patron of New Orleans, my dollars are spent in my city. I made sure when I started working again, I worked in Orleans Parish. So the thing of it is, I am a community person. And I want to see somebody that's going to sit in that seat that's going to do right by the community in which I came from. And
Hmm.
I have not seen that yet.
Well,
Look,
But
will
let
we
me
on
ever,
say
a light note,
let
will
me
we
say
ever
but on
see
one
a
it?
light
thing.
note, huh?
Will
I'll
we
just say
ever
one
see it?
thing.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Mel.
I'm just gonna say one thing. I'm not originally from New Orleans, but I'm passionate for where I stay. I'm actually part of Noel, which is New Orleans East Leadership. And we actually interviewed everyone who's running for whatever position, doesn't matter. Sheriff, mayor, the city council, and actually had them sit down, tell us their plans, as well as making sure
Hi guys,
that they
sorry. Can you guys hear me?
hold them accountable. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
So even though I'm not originally from New Orleans, the fact that like I live in the East and I see, I love my people. So I want the best for my people 100%, no matter where I am, no matter what I do. That's why even when I came over here, it was important for me to be a part of organizations, to be a part of change.
Hmm.
So, knowing political change has to happen across the board. And even though I'm here, I'm still dealing with Birmingham as well because we have a mayor race that's on the 26th. They have to vote for that. So, I get aspects all the way around, multiple cities and seeing what's important to me and seeing what changes, the crime, the poverty, and seeing what plans they really have. And at the end of the day, politicians are going to say whatever, but you have to look at their history, see what they've done, also see what they're saying they're going to do, and hold them accountable. But for me, it's seeing what they've already done. You know, they can talk the talk, but what have you done? That's all that matters to me. What exactly have you done? So that's, my stance on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to shift it a little bit and just, because so I always think, and maybe many of us out there think, like New Orleans is the only place that has these issues,
No.
so Tiffany, you think Texas has is this y'all right here? Do you think
Lord,
that y'all have similar issues?
yeah, I was child. It's a mess.
Texas is holding a black woman hostage right now. So,
Yeah,
hmm
because she refused to sign it.
Not
And she
just a
did,
black
right?
woman, she is a sitting
Yeah.
uh-huh. Hmm.
representative.
Yes.
Representative in a
Not just
house.
some
So,
random person.
Right.
yeah.
Exactly.
So,
Absolutely. So
woe is
yeah,
me, baby. Woe is me.
yeah. And in a nutshell, so I mean, because Texas is gone plumb crazy. Trump called and said, in a nutshell, I need 5 seats. Abbott said, okay, let's make that happen. The
Hmm.
Democrats said, "Oh hell no!" Left the city, right? Left the state. I'm sorry. So there was no quorum. Okay, and then they came back, gave the damn Republicans a quorum, and they voted, right? So that's where we are now, and they have. It's basically, Carlos can't. She's having issues getting back on. Kecia, she sends her apologies, but it's basically
All right.
outright
We could tell
racist
her,
attempt,
you could
huh? Yeah, it's just
I
basically
said
an
you could tell
outright.
her she can get it.
Okay, all right, no worries. But it's just basically an outright racist attempt at redistricting the voting map. That's it. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
To
But
steal an election.
that is to steal and rig the damn election because he is
That's it.
scared. He's scared. He's scared. He's scared, and he knows that the people are sick and tired of him. Okay, even
Yes.
some of his MAGA people,
Mhm.
and that's the only way he can win by
That's
cheating.
how he won
By
this time.
cheating.
Worked for
By
him
cheating.
last time. Yeah.
By cheating. By
Yeah.
cheating.
Yep.
By cheating, and that's what it is in a nutshell. And and look, what can you do? What can you do? What can you do? He's gonna
Everything humanly possible
You
because
yeah, you can organize, you can
no, no,
advocate.
no.
mhm,
You could yeah, like and sometimes you're not gonna win, and
mhm,
sometimes we will.
Absolutely. But what I'm
absolutely.
Sometimes
saying
we
that
will.
in the sense of they will do what they want to do, right? And this is
Mhm,
Trump's world. Literally, this is Trump's world, right? This man holds unprecedented power, right? And the fact that we have Gavin stepping in and saying, okay, I'm going to step in and I'm going to get 5 seats. We're gonna work this thing out. And he has been completely trolling Trump. Have you guys seen that?
I love
Have
that.
y'all seen
Love
that?
that.
He is
yeah.
not scared. He is not taking Michelle
Devastated.
Obama's stance, baby. He's like, I'm going to
Yeah.
hell with you.
They
I
supposed to
love
been took the
that.
gloves off.
I love white
Listen,
on white crime.
okay, let's go. Let's go. But that's basically what it is. Trump can't win. He can't win the midst. He knows it. And
Yes.
this is what he needs
Hmm.
to do. He needs to cheat. He needs to
Yep.
cheat. And he's been a cheater, right? So
Cheat and lie.
there it is. That part.
That's all they do.
That part. So that's kind of where we're at in Texas, and it's been crazy. And you don't have to go through most of the Texas stuff, but Gavin is fighting back, and hopefully, you know, we'll see what happens. Right? We just have to follow the headlines. And yeah, so look, what do y'all think about this is an example of how Gavin has been trolling Trump. Right? Did y'all
Hmm.
see that? Oh my God. He is not.
Hunger
He doesn't.
Games.
He doesn't care because this man has literally the respect for the office has gone
Is
out
no
the window.
is no
It was.
respect for the office.
It's none. It's none. It's
The
It's
none.
leaders.
no respect for the office at all. He's totally just said, The hell with it. Fuck y'all. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
that's basically
Been
what he's.
racist, and he
Absolutely.
had
And
white nationalists supporting him. This country has
absolutely.
always been what it's been.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And did you guys see what he's trying to dismantle? You saw that? You went away from
Hmm.
that slide, Keisha. Oh yeah, that's
Huh.
the picture, guys. Oh my God, look at that.
Talking about the
I love
museum.
it.
Whoever is on his social media team.
Okay. Listen, Garrett has gone to hell. He said, "Oh, I got it. I
I'm
got you."
not mad at it.
Yeah. And he's like, "Don't hold me to a higher standard when you haven't held your president to the same standard."
Exactly.
Because that man trolls every day.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Somebody, but the tables has actually turned in politics. Because remember when Trump was first in office, he was trolling everybody. Like
Hmm.
this thing would be on. Like I was used to say to myself, is this what we pay him for to be on Instagram or whatever all the time? What was he on? What was that
Twitter.
site?
He
But
was
his
on his, yeah, he
Twitter,
had his own
Twitter.
Twitter.
He was on Twitter.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Oh Lord. So yeah. Oh my God. So let me ask y'all, quick. How many of us wear bonnets and I can't even look
I'm
at the photo.
against it.
I'm divided
I'm
in the
against
rule
it.
taking her child to school. I have questions.
I'm against it outside the house. I am.
And we
Wait.
kind of
You can
like
do a
we
head
kind of just
wrap or something.
because I know it just seemed kind of random, but I'm kind of going through slides because we're supposed to be talking about the slides. The slides getting ahead of me, y'all. So there's something new I'm trying. So bear with me. So right now we were on the talking about politics. So now we're just talking about just common thoughts of like what do we think about different things because these are things
Current
that are
topics.
actually trending on social media
Hmm.
like the kid like you wearing bonnets to school the kids because I mean I can attest to this when Aja was going to St. Mary's and I am a working parent or a single parent and I see them going dropping their daughter off at school. I can smell the weed coming from out the car. They got a
Hmm.
bonnet on. They get out the car to drop the
Yeah.
child off. You have the what you call them little pajama pants, the little
Mhm.
the cartoon pajama pants,
Yeah.
no bra on, just jump out the car, tell the child go ahead.
Large pants.
Mhm.
I'm gonna need you to smoke your weed at home or wait till you drop your child off to smoke weed because not a child going to school high for number
Hmm.
one,
Smelling like weed.
smelling like weed, and then for number two, your child high, and then we wonder why our kids have these behavior issues, right?
Hmm.
Is
Hmm.
because the parents going to school, just throwing them
Wait,
out there to school anyway.
that's a towel. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
okay.
she had a
Yeah,
robe and a towel wrapped around her head.
that's even worse.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
extreme.
That's
This
even
is
Yeah.
worse.
far past bonnet.
That's even worse.
Uh-huh.
This is far
But I've
past
seen
bonnet.
some of everything. It's like it's no standards,
Mm.
understanding of what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. But it's also on the concept of what has been taught.
Mhm.
Um, I'm 48 and I was raised by older women. And like I think I probably was about 14, 15. And I was living in New York in the projects then, but my auntie had raised me in Birmingham and she came up there and it was something about, I don't know, I had something, maybe a scarf on my head. And she made the biggest deal about that. You understand? But I was young, but it was like, she's like, you always will have your hair done. Where she really fussed me out about leaving the house without my hair being done. And it stuck with me because her concept, because she always knew me being in the mirror the whole time. Like when I was living in Birmingham, I'm in the mirror, curling. I wasn't leaving out the house with my hair a certain way. But it comes with the concept of environment and what you're around a lot of times and what is acceptable around you. And it's just because, like, for instance, my adopted daughter's over here, you know, one's 32. And I have to be, I'm like, what you get? No, you understand? A lot of people don't have anyone doing that, like saying, hey, no, I know we see it everywhere, but no, that ain't what we doing. You're a part of my circle. So that's not going to be accepted, you know? So,
Well, what and then
Yeah,
there's a
I have a much, like, it's not what I would do.
mm-hmm,
And I really think about that being a personal choice that emerged from a lot of things, right? Some of the
mm-hmm,
same things. And also, I mean, I don't care. Like, if a parent is dropping their kid off in pajamas and a bonnet,
mm-hmm,
I don't even care because I'm just trying to get my kid dropped off and go back home and do work. I don't even, I sincerely don't care.
Sam said that's that
mm-hmm.
household.
Like,
but
same
But
technically
thing
it
that
with
is.
me.
household,
Like,
that child from that household is around your child. So that can affect your child as well. So that's how
Yeah,
I look at
and that's for
things.
me,
yeah, but
May,
you know,
if that
yeah,
happens.
right. And then you train up your child, right? And they know,
Yeah.
they know
But
what
you
to look
also
out
don't
for
want
and
them
what
to
not
be
to. Well,
you
they're
also
gonna be
don't want them
listen.
to be exposed to unnecessary things. Yeah,
Then
you
you
don't
can't
have
They
no
hide
will,
from
school.
that
though.
though.
They
There's no
will.
way of getting around that.
Right.
That's gonna travel and be with them for the rest of their lives, being around the ratchet and the wretched. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so
You
for
do.
me,
But
how
if
I
it's family
changed that,
ratchet, you're family ratchet. That's it. That's a generational thing, and unless you remove yourself from that cycle.
uh-huh,
So that's
mm-hmm,
not. I mean, and how a parent dresses has nothing to do with the child because I've had my daughters like I said, she went to a private school. The parents would drop
mm-hmm,
like the parents are ratchet, but the kids were very well behaved because they. I mean, we were
And
all
listen,
parenting our kids, so they would sleep at my house. Aja would go to
mm-hmm,
parties or whatever and have you by their house. But one thing is, I trusted those parents of my kids just like they trusted me after I had gotten to know them. But just
mm-hmm,
because, but I just think it's a time and a place for everything. Now I'm saying smoke your weed before you get your child in the car because I don't want my 6-year-old. If I was a teacher, I'm a social worker. I don't want a 6-year-old coming to me because the child is high and he can't stay awake in the class because he done inhaled so much of smoke. You know how long it takes for a parent to get from the ninth ward to St. Mary's every morning?
That's extreme. Yeah, that is an extreme. 'Cause
Mhm.
so if when I'm dropping mine, I'm talking to my kid just went back to school and I dropped him off to school every day for the past week and a half. Today is Wednesday. If I'm coming back home after I drop him off, I ain't putting no bra on. I don't have a bra on right now. That
listen.
might be too much information. I ain't putting no bra on. I'm
Well,
not.
I'm telling you,
So I
I
might be
have.
one of those parents getting judged. I also smoke weed in my car. Now, am I smoking weed on the way to drop him off? I never smoke weed with him in my car, but I do smoke
Mhm.
weed in my
mm-hmm,
car. So my car
mm-hmm,
may smell like weed, and
mm-hmm.
that weed smell might transfer onto him. I might be one of them parents getting judged.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all. I have had a robe on because I have locks. Sam, I like to keep my hair tied up because I don't like lint. Okay, so if I'm getting
Mm-hmm.
up, I have to drop my. Last year we had to drop our son off to high school, right? Because they canceled all the buses. Okay, that's a whole nother story. Anyway, so it's early in the morning, so I dropped my son off, and I know I had my robe on and I had a bonnet on my head. It's dark. Who cares? But I didn't get out of the car
Mm-hmm.
and kiss babies and wave at the principal. No, I didn't do that. I dropped him off and I kept going. So yeah,
Mhm.
I think everybody got a little bougetto in them, and I don't have a problem with it. And then to your point, Kecia, that woman could be very smart. You don't know who that woman is under that robe. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
she's very
I
smart
feel
and
like she did
intuitive.
that on purpose.
Okay, she wanted
Yeah.
somebody to take
Because
care of
I'm
her
like,
boo.
Not the way that towel wrap. Not that's a purposeful wrap on that towel.
You know,
Like, you know
it's
when you
so
do that wrap.
intentional.
Yes,
That is
she
it.
did
But
that
I
on
mean,
purpose.
Yeah,
as
I
a
agree.
mom, as a mom, we all know that we have good mornings and we have bad
Yes.
mornings. And you know, when them little kids,
Mhm.
even when they get older, they work on your nerves. And sometimes you have a long night, or you have a child that may be sick. You done been up all night, so life happens. So I mean,
Right.
sometimes I can see you running out the house and your titties swinging everywhere. You got
Baby,
booty
that's
shorts
me.
on, and you just put a cap on your head and go. You can have those mornings like that, but I just feel I'm saying the lady with the role, she could be intelligent. I just said I should with that. I mean, that what they call them the vouchers. I don't have anything against the voucher kids, but we get the
Mm-hmm.
vouchers. But
Yeah.
there are parents whose kids receive vouchers that grant to go to private schools. Then you had the parents that were paying. Now you had some well-to-do parents, and then you had struggling single parents like me. Who am I to judge that mother whose child is on a voucher because her income met the guidelines for her to meet of the program for her child to get into a school? She want the best for her child, just like I want the best for my
Uh-huh.
child, and I'm working every day. I just make a little bit more money than her because I maybe of my skill set, my degrees, or whatever may be the situation with the finances. But
Yeah.
we are all women and single
Mm-hmm.
parents. I kind of give single parents a little grace because I
Yeah.
know when life is lifing, we just trying to get shit done when we could get it done and how we get it done.
Mhm.
Yeah. But
So
correction and having higher expectations is not judgment. It's like you said you don't wear a bra. Your breast size may not be the size where it can be noticed. Like me, I have big boobs. So it's not
Okay.
no time I'm walking out the door. I'm not. Like even my husband would be like, well, you could just put your house dress on. No, I have to put on a bra
Yeah,
because I'm not gonna have my titties hanging like that.
I
It's
hear you.
just
I hear
that's me. But so it just depends also about the it's just the standard because it's no judgment, but it's
you.
still expectations
Mhm.
where you smoking weed in the car has nothing to do with you exposing your child of smoking weed in the car with you. Those are two different things. Me, I'm hood. I, y'all hear how I talk, how I stand on things or whatever. But at the same damn time, I didn't allow my child to listen to music with cursing in it until she was 16. Around me, you understand? I still put structure outside of the fact, like smoking. None of that was going on. She couldn't play the games because I know, yes, she was going to be exposed to things at school with other kids, but I'm not her peer. I'm her mother. So I put a standard of understanding where certain things ain't gonna be done around me outside of what you do with your peers or whatever. Because I grew up the same way. My auntie used to, I grew up when it was Too Short, Two Live Crew, NWA, right? And I'm listening to that music. Every time I went and bought those cassettes, my auntie, if she found them, she threw them motherfuckers away. But at the same time, I still would go and do. So, but as a parent and as an adult, you're supposed to put structure in your children outside of, and you set a standard for them, for betterment, regardless of what they're exposed to when they go to school or around their friends.
And that
yeah,
standard can differ from family to
Yeah,
family,
yeah,
individual
from
to
it
parent
does.
individual,
Exactly.
culture to culture.
Mm-hmm.
And for her,
and
that particular standard is
every
Lord.
every every household has their own culture, and sometimes I don't care, you could send your child to etiquette school and it could still be a ratchet monkey out here in the streets. So I mean, you
Or
can
just
want to,
a evil, selfish piece of trash.
yes,
I know
so
many like etiquette, standards,
I'm not one for
religion
etiquette.
does not equate a decent human being.
That's true.
it doesn't. I had somebody where I used to work for me when I worked at this agency. She bragged all the time about how she had gone to St. Mary. She had She went to etiquette class and all this kind of stuff, but you're a PCA, no judgment there. But what got me was you got all this education that you say your mama paid for, they had money. You went to etiquette class and all this kind of stuff. When I fired you, you came in my office and told me you was gonna throw a cold drink in my face and wait for me outside to slash my tires because you did something unethical by a client house. But you got all this education, therefore you're supposed to have perfect communication skills. And you, as a lady, ladies don't fight. So you shouldn't have ever been trying to throw anything in my face or invite me outside and cursing me out, telling me about how you gonna slash my tires. So that tells me that I came from a good household. I had a 2-parent household. My mom did her best to give me the best of everything. But we turned into our own. We turned into who we gonna be. She was always that person she is. It's just that her parent didn't recognize that in her. So whatever personality traits your children have, they arrive very early on in their lifespan. That's not something where
maybe that 2-parent household wasn't paying attention enough to the child that they had, but they were more so paying attention to these are the rules, these are the standards, this is what you're supposed to do, and not paying attention to the actual child that they had and who she was developing into, her personality traits, her likes, her dislikes, what got under her skin, what gave her joy. Like, you ain't doing none of that, but you putting all of these things in place for this child to live by, and then she grow up and go out into the world and she's a piece of trash. And she's a stain. She's a burden. And now she threatening her boss. But you raised her right, did you though?
Yeah.
Definitely not.
So y'all, what's on a lighter note? What's happening with the celebrities? Because they always got some shit going on with them for the last 7 minutes of the show. What y'all heard about what's popping in the celebrity land? Because there's always some mess going on with those people to say that they have all the money in the world. And what strikes me as the most funniest thing, y'all know Papoose and Remy Ma, they're not together. And he's dating Clarissa the Fighter, girl.
Yeah.
This girl trolls.
I was like, I love them together.
I know
they're awkward. They're like the opposite awkward type couple, but it works some kind of way.
Right, that's what I like about them.
They look good together in a strange kind of way. They look good together. Now he with this boxer. This girl is trolling Remy Ma on every social media channel she can. Well, I got your man.
You got the man. What you trolling him for? You got him.
Yeah, girl, Remy Ma, this what they had on there where she they showed Clarissa and how she talking about doing subliminals at Remy Ma, and they say she working on Remy who's more confident. So as she's trolling this lady, Remy Ma on TikTok saying, "Oh Lord, this pizza tastes some good from such and such a restaurant. How y'all need to go there and visit it. I got pepperoni and whatever." And she was like, "Child, this pizza is so good. I swear it's so good." And they've been showing her on different red carpets how she's looking like she got a little body work done and all this. So she's looking better without him.
He's elevating.
So, I don't know where these women get it confused at. Like, baby, you can never you can never troll me or vex me behind no man that didn't treat me right or did me wrong, because it's your turn now
to deal with them. Hello.
It's your turn now.
But she cheated on him. She cheated on him.
Oh, Remy cheated on Papoose.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she cheated on him.
He looked like he not working with nothing, though. He looked like it.
From what Michelle said, shoot, the dude she cheated with him with is bootleg.
That man is a Dixman. He ain't no Dixman. I could look at him and see that. He looked like a little.
Oh, that's a word.
Wow.
He definitely looks more like a Lixman, not a Dixman, baby. I never
But
I
Keisha,
mean,
what?
Paris was good together, but I've never seen him as no attractive stallion man. But I said, "Ooh, he look like he putting it down. He giving it to her." I never looked at him that way. I
Well,
never looked
listen,
at Papoose that way. Now,
she
can he
seemed to be head
rap
over
and write
heels.
lyrics? Well, yes.
Mm-mm,
Mhm.
mm-mm,
You
mm-mm.
I
gotta
just
be good for
enjoyed them
something.
being like, because they like both are like hardcore hip hop. They both been in the hip hop game for a long time.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And they
Hmm.
Yeah.
stayed together through that. Like it's a lot of drama.
history.
Like before the Love and Hip Hops, right?
Yeah.
When we had the reality
Mhm.
shows showing us some version of like the stuff. I mean, look at the stuff we heard about. I'm sorry, I'm bringing up the Puffy trial again, but like,
Yeah.
but that they stayed together. Like they got together early in it. They stayed
Mhm.
together. I love that. I did
Mm.
love that because I can't even
Yeah.
imagine the drama, the trials and tribulations they went
Yeah, they
through to
don't.
stay
And
together.
he stayed the whole time when she was locked up and all
Yes,
that
Yeah,
he
stuff.
did.
he did.
But if you
Yes,
listen
he
to
did.
some of the stories he said about what Remy did when because I was following when they was in the midst of it, listening to her live, listening to his
Mhm.
live. I'm like, whoa, like it some real stuff came out. And see, he was quiet for a long time. And I was like, why is
Yeah, it
Remy,
was.
Mhm.
mad? Because she was cheating on old boy and everybody knew it and she was lying about it, but everybody knew. And
Yeah.
he was quiet. Papoose was quiet for a long time. He didn't
Mhm.
say nothing until what was it, a few months ago when he went live and started saying stuff. I said, so he was real humble. And I
Mhm.
mean, the way he made it seem, some of the stuff she was doing, she was just ridiculous when she came out anyway.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah.
Yep.
But Remy, I love me some Remy Ma, baby. I remember when it first came out. Like she was with Fat Joe
Mm-hmm.
and them. Baby, you
Mhm.
can't all that
Mm-hmm.
lean
Baby,
back.
Remy got a hard flow. Remy got
Yeah.
a
listen,
hard
when
flow.
she
Hmm.
listen, when she said we walk
Exactly.
around the metal detectors, I was like, that's a line, right? I
Yes.
Yeah.
said, okay, baby. Yeah, baby.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, Remy's nice.
Yes.
She's nice. Mm.
Yeah, she is, girl.
Yeah.
But that's like the most funniest thing I see trolling on TikTok right now because I get so tired of Clarissa with her ignorant. The girl look
Girl.
like every time she open her mouth, I'm like, I know you only had a fifth grade education. Like you just can't be
Ooh.
this dumb to
I'm like,
sit
she
on
needs
here.
some friends.
She needs
And that.
friends.
Yeah, that
She
may
needs
be
And
it.
that.
She needs
someone.
PR. She needs some
Yeah,
PR, and she needs some friends. Cause baby,
she seemed
I
to
be
me
like,
like
ooh,
a
I
country
be rooting
bumpkin.
for her. I be rooting for her, and I be like, damn, why she can just be quiet?
Don't
Because
That's
she
how
I
I
she
be
seem
was
like
feeling.
saying
like
it's
a?
pretty.
Doesn't she seem like a country bumpkin? You know,
Yes.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
like
Yeah. Definitely.
Hmm.
she needs some like
Yeah.
media training. You
She
know,
needs
some
to be
media
media
training.
trained.
Yeah, yeah.
Media trained.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yes.
she tells
That.
all her business. Like she's making
Yes.
herself look
Hmm.
like an
Yeah,
absolute fool. And I'm here
yeah.
for it, baby. I'm here for all the tea. I'm here for
Yeah.
it. I want to hear it. And
She
then when
power.
you flip over to Remy, like she's so unbothered. Like, girl, I left him for a reason. If I
Yeah.
got another man on him, it was for a reason. Because whenever you
Hmm.
leave a man, ain't no woman leaving no good man. Ain't no
Yeah.
woman leaving no
Yeah.
man. And I always say that about see Tiffany, y'all see her up there. She called herself Tippy on Facebook. Her and my cousin been together since I think I've been knowing this girl since she was a teenager. So
Mhm.
she's always been a part of my family. I don't know her nowhere outside of my family. So
Mhm.
I was
Hmm.
saying my cousin must be a good man, baby, because
He's a good man, Savannah. Okay.
he a good yes.
I love
He
that.
gotta be a good man because they've been
Mhm.
together a long, long time. So can't nobody give me no advice. If you ain't
Yeah.
been with your man or your husband for a long time, and I know, baby, she keeps them women off of him, baby.
Oh Lord, girl, girl, get her out of here, Sam.
Run
Get her
that
out of here. This ain't that type of show, baby.
Like this
Okay,
not the
move
topic.
around. It's not
Yeah,
that
okay, I'll move around.
crazy.
So if y'all see her, when she at the show, baby, she clocking your asses. I'm just letting
What?
y'all
No,
know.
girl, let me get off here. Girl, is it time to go?
Right.
Bye, y'all.
Goodbye.
Oh,
Good
Lord.
night, y'all.
Good night.
Good night,
Y'all
y'all.
be safe.